important is technique, when it comes to training at your level with the level of athlete you work with? I know for us, with beginning kids, you got kids coming in elementary and junior high learning how to train, and we focus a lot of time on proper technique and the fundamentals. How important is that at your level?
Yeah, the same for us. And it's interesting you say it because a lot of times that we have to kind of reset that because guys get sloppy over time. The squat gets a little bit too much, knee shift forward. They start getting on their toes, and you know, as any athlete, lifting is not their main sport in most
Right.
cases.
Right.
Obviously there's Olympic lifting and powerlifting, but our players are not. So we have to constantly reinforce that technique, and it can be a pull-up as simple as getting your chin over the bar. They forget to do that, or on a bench press bouncing it off their chest. There's things like that happen, so we always reinforce it's the movement over the weight. So if we're doing some type of single leg exercise or a squat, range of motion is more important to me than the weight. So if you can't get in that range of motion, we need to work something lighter there to get that full range of motion. And that's one thing that really stuck with me. Just to go back a little bit was I had bigger, faster, stronger in my high school when I was a junior in high school, and we had Jim Brown as our technician that came in. And there's a shout out to my high school coach Tim Miller, who's at Cattaraugus, Little Valley now. My school's changed names, but he brought that in for us, and it kind of changed our whole outlook, even his, of how we train and the importance of how we move, not just what weight we're moving, but how we're moving that weight. And that stuck with me through my college, my playing career, into my coaching career, and even when I was coaching a position on the field, it was about how you move. Don't be erratic with your movement. Be efficient with every step you take, and that's no different in the weight room. When we move the bar, we have to move it with a specific goal and not just get the bar up. That's something we hear sometimes, and that's not the best way. That's not what we want to teach the guys at any level, or athlete at any level.
Right. That's funny. That's one of the terms we've always used is never sacrifice technique for pounds, because that's so important to do the lift right if it's really going to benefit you in performance. And so it's great to
Yes.
hear at that level that it's reinforced as well. Um, your comment about Jim Brown, I just have to say he is one of the greatest coaches that I've ever worked with. He's a huge mentor for me too, and I've known Jim ever since I was very, very little, and he's been just a real pleasure to work with and continue to learn from him because he's been doing this for so long, and such a passionate guy. So that's neat that you got to work with him.
Yeah, and I've never. I mean, since the day he came out, I've never spoke to him again or anything like that. But it's funny because he's influenced my life. That was whatever 23 years ago, however old I am now. But and it's something like when we initially caught up and we kind of met each other, that was a guy that came right to mind of why I was in search of what I was trying to look for some older content you guys had. But he influenced my life, and he probably has no idea, but he probably hit so many athletes a year, and who knows how many people he's come in contact with that, he's changed their life. And that's what we all want to achieve as coaches, right? You want to change that athlete's life, whether it's how they live it, how they train it, and I do thank Coach Jim Brown for changing my life. If he sees this, I am very grateful to the opportunity that was given to us.
Yeah, well, I will make sure he sees this. He'll appreciate that.
Appreciate that.